my gosh. This is terrifying.
This journey began like all great adventures, with snacks.
I can't tell if I'm getting a lot of food or like not that much. I really don't know what kind of hike we're getting ourselves into. Also, you ever just kind of feel like you're being watched? All right, we did it. Well, consider that a success. Here we go. Oh my God, this car is tiny.
Before the hike, we made a pit stop at the Kiro-san Observatory, and you can see why.
Good morning. It is a sunny day. We're at our first lookout.
Yesterday I was clever, wanted to change the world. Today I am wise.
All right, we're out of here. I gotta find my sunglasses. Holy smokes.
The drive alone to Mount Ishizuchi is not for the faint of heart, or the weak of stomach. 2 hours of white-knuckle hairpin turns on a road barely wide enough for one car.
Uh-oh.
Front right.
Wow. That was crazy.
By the time we arrived, we weren't ready to just hike. We were ready to kiss the ground.
Hey, so here we are, the base of Mount Ishizuchi. Definitely a place for motorcycles, some cool winding turns and things like that. I was told there was a cable car, so we're gonna see if there's a cable car and then a 2-hour hike after that. I don't see one yet, but if there is, we're gonna catch it. We're gonna get to the top of this ridge. Mount Ishizuchi is the tallest mountain in Western Japan. It is also, I believe, one of the 7 most sacred mountains in all of Japan. So there's a pretty cool ridge top, and we're going to strap up the baby to a carrier, and we're going to get hiking, and we're going to see if we can do this thing in about 3.5 to 4 hours. So here you go. Just picked up a day pack, so now we should be able to carry some of the baby gear and some of our snacks and water separately. That should make things a little bit easier. One thing that's really cool about this forest is that they are considered a pure forest. And so in Shinkoku, it's pretty rare that you get these untouched ancient forests. They are rapidly decreasing, and so this place is pretty special. Have you ever heard about forest bathing? Apparently, it doesn't replace regular bathing, but it is when you just spend some time out in the forest, and man, does it feel nice. All right, it's been 15 minutes and we got a sleeping baby. And honestly, I can't really imagine a better nap spot.
a sacred mountain, a family hike, and a little fog for atmosphere.
That's where we're headed. Up that ridge and into the clouds. All right, so at this point, I'm pretty sure we are blowing some people's minds because, in general, we either hear Akachan kawaii, which means baby, cute, or we hear Sugoi desu ne, which I think translates to very good. What's that? Amazing. Sugoi desu ne, amazing. Sometimes we don't really get anything except a konnichiwa, and then a few steps away, we hear people muttering under their breath, talking to each other. The other thing that we generally hear is kotsukete, which means be careful or watch your step. Those are some of the things that you might expect to hear if you're hiking in Japan. And I am out of breath. A little over an hour in, and we're a little more than halfway. We are right on schedule. This so far has been one of the most beautiful hikes I think I've ever done. Still headed up in the clouds. Three-quarters of the way there, and we are 15 minutes ahead of schedule. I'm interested to get up on the ridge. We are super close to the top. One thing that's pretty cool is that at this point there is a restroom and a shelter. So if you ran into like some really bad weather, you could grab shelter for the night. Probably gets a little cold up here, but better than nothing. But the fact that there's restrooms right before the last final stretch, pretty cool. We're gonna grab a quick snack, drink some water, and then we're gonna catch the rest of the way up. So it looks pretty steep, but I think we should get some pretty good views if the clouds hold off. So for this last portion of the hike, you can either opt for chains and rocks, which is pretty much straight up, or you can opt for stairs. Stairs are pretty great. I'll be honest with you, they are not any easier.
At the top of Mount Ishizuchi sits Ishizuchi Shrine, a sacred site that's been here for centuries. It's said to house the mountain deity Ishizuchi Hiko no Mikoto, and is a destination for those seeking spiritual renewal. For me, it was also a destination for a celebratory rice ball and a few deep breaths.
All right, well, we did it. This is 10 out of 10, one of my favorite hikes of all time.
Just when I thought we were done, there's more.
All right, well, I thought it was the top, but actually, it's close. I need to take these chains go down that ridge, and up there. And we did it. Now we're at the top. Sugoi. Woo woo. Honestly, that was the most terrifying ridgeline I have ever hiked. Holy smokes. Terrifying. Sheer drop-offs on each side. You're just scaling rocks. I don't know how this is a thing. But once you're here, wow, it is incredible. And the clouds are clearing up. And now we just go back the way we came, I guess. I think it's slightly more terrifying that the abyss is cloudy and a mystery. Like, what's down there? What happens? Who am I? Reunited with the fam. This was an out and back hike, so we were just told that we got to make sure that we have enough time to get back. Usually it starts to get dark around 5 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and get started. See you at the bottom.
Yesterday I was clever, wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself. Let go of who you are, become who you might be. Let your life become living poetry. You were born with wings, your heart knows the way. It's your road to walk, and yours alone. You'll be the lion.
Tomorrow is a more relaxing activity, Chichi Bugahama Beach. But tonight, it's good night to Mount Ishizuchi, a hike I'll never forget.
Let the dead leaves fall. Let your life become living poetry. You were born with wings, your heart knows the way.
All right, back at the Airbnb. Feels good to be back. It was getting pretty dark. I don't think I told you guys this, but last night when we were checking in, there was this massive spider. And I learned that I don't like massive spiders who can crawl across the entire room faster than I can, especially when I'm sleeping on the floor. So Sarah's recommendation was we name it so that it's less terrifying. Steve's minding his own business for most of the time. And then out of the corner of my eye, Steve just darts across the room and I'm like, oh no. No. Anyways, Steve's in a better place.
And before you get mad at me for killing a spider, just know that this thing was huge. I mean, I could count all 8 of its eyeballs. That's how big it was. We tried to leave him alone, but I have a 4-month-old baby sleeping on the ground. I don't know what kind of spider this was. I don't know what else to tell you about that. I'm sorry, but we can't have hand-size spiders who can get across the room faster than I can crawling around. I hope that Steve didn't have friends. Well, I do hope that Steve had friends. I hope Steve had friends, and I just hope that I don't meet them. So, anyways, good night. We'll see you in the morning.